Right on. So should we just move right on to some Rayviews? Wait, have we settled on a title? It wasn't Rayviews, was it? It was like
Rayviews.
Rayview. How about
Rayviews.
Rave? Use.
Rayviews.
Rayviews.
And he's just Rayviews. Wasn't it just Rayviews? Ray's Rayviews. Rayviews.
Maybe. I thought there was some other layer. I thought we had an extra.
I don't know. We were all high last week from smoking crack while you want to break.
You want so much crack last week.
It was a lot better. The idea seemed so much more funny while on crack.
Yeah, having been off the crack, it has changed our opinions.
Wait, you guys are off crack tonight?
Tonight I'm off crack.
I'm off crack.
I had to take a break.
I'm trippy balls, but I'm not on crack.
Yeah, I'm getting back on that crack luge tomorrow.
Luge. Oh, that sounds so appropriate. Wait, what do you got for us today?
That sounds like fun.
What I did was I decided I've been basically doing all these big popular books been coming out, and I thought I'm going to continue the trend because there's a book that's called Jake's Magical Market, and it's written by J.R. Matthews, and it's one of these books like when you listen to it, you kind of go, what the hell happened in this book? Because it does like a turnabout midway through. Like it's broken up into 3 sections basically. The first part is about like a gaming card system that seems like it's really good. It's working really well. It's a good story. Then in the second half of the book, that's all tossed out. I don't know why they went the direction they did, JR. And again, I'm not saying this is bad. I'm just letting you guys know. Goes in a completely different direction. And then the tail end of the book, the third act, it changes gears again, and it gets darker as it goes on. So for me, the story got better because it gets really grim. There's torture. There's just a lot of stuff that happens to the poor MC. And the MC is not like, he's not one of the most likable people. He tries, but there's a lot of stuff he does. You just go, he could be good or bad one way or the other. And by the end of the book, you don't know whether to be happy the way things have ended or to be like, oh, this is going to be really horrible for him later on, as a reader too, because the story changes gears so many different times. And by the end of it, you talk about OP, he gets to a point where he's OP, and you really just have to say, I wonder where he's going with this story, because this would be like, to me, I'd have broken those 3 parts up into 3 separate books, but he jammed them all into one. So it works as a story, but it's really weird. So if you like the first part, you probably may not like the second or the third, because it's completely, 180 from what you started with. And then it veers off at right angles, and non-Euclidean geometry comes into play. It's really weird.
So wait. If we do like 180s, though, are they well-crafted 180s?
They are. Like I say, it's a changeover, but it can be jarring. I know that when I first got into it, I was like, what the heck? Because the card game stuff completely almost stops. I mean, it's mentioned here or there, and he goes off into another tangent, and there's a whole other point of view for like the gaming system. So it's still got the LitRPG aspects to it, but it's radically different from the first part. And then the ending of it is, again, it's a complete shift. It goes in another direction altogether, and it's not bad. I enjoyed the book, but it was odd. It just seemed to me like it should have been either been broken up or spread out longer. And I'm not one of those people that say that very often. I like to have trilogies, and you can have a big long story. Like Chris Carney with his Realm stuff. I think his Realms series is just one of the most brilliant series out there. And he's got like 9 books in the series so far. So I can handle long series as well as a smaller series, but this is 1 book, and it's got like a trilogy's worth of stuff into it. So it's just really strange. The narrator's he's pretty good. The one thing I always judge with is actually you're my baseline, Jeff, because you do, and this is with total respect, you do female voices really great. So like if you're all by yourself, I know in a book you're going to have like 10 different female voices that I can distinguish. Like, this is who's talking now. This is who's saying this. This is this. And he has about 3 female voices. And so that's it. You don't get like a whole plethora of choices when it comes to it. So as characters are talking, you're like, I heard that character 3 chapters ago with a different, the same voice, just different character. So it's kind of offsetting a little bit. So I'd say he's probably about a 7.5 narration, but the story's probably like an 8.3 or 8.4. So
Wow.
I'd smush it into an 8, but it's not like mind blowing. It was a good book. I will get book 2 just to see how things go, because it's got this really strange progression. And once it gets started, it's almost like you can't stop. I'm on that crack luge, like Gary was saying, as we go. So it's there, but I give it a solid 8 at this point. But I can see where it could go either way. It could either get really great or it could get really crazy, one way or the other. So
what was the narrator's name again?
Pardon me.
What was the narrator's name again?
The narrator is let me think. It was, now I can't think of it. It's written by J.R. Matthews.
This is Jake's Magical Mark.
I think it's Travis Baldry.
Travis.
Is it Baldry?
Yep.
I think
it's Baldry. Yep.
Okay.
So, and I like Travis. I usually do a lot of his stuff and see how great it was, but like this book, it was just like, I don't know. He just didn't hit the female voices for me, and I think that was like one of my biggest problems. Was he just, it was like three of them, and that was it. And I was like, well, look, I'm putting you as the baseline, so.
It's probably not a good idea. I think that if you want to give people a fair shake, you should probably, like, 3 is pretty good for a male narrator, in my opinion. three female voices, I think.
Yep.
So wow, it's definitely gotten popular though. How long has it been out?
Yeah.
November. Not bad.
November.
This is one I actually, when I saw the cover, I was immediately intrigued. Just because of the art style, it kind of reminds me of like Terrania a little bit. The sort of side scroller Minecraft-ish type of game.
Terraria.
Yeah. Terraria. Sorry, not Terrania. Terraria.
The problem with that cover is the cover art though is very misleading, because the story is really like it's brutal and it's bloody, and that looks like it's very whimsical and happy-go-lucky. And the biggest issue I had with the whole book was, there's not a whole lot of magical market stuff going on. Like, he starts it up and then he's gone most of the book. He's doing other stuff. So, like I say, it's kind of weird how the book's set up, because I would never have called it that. He might as well have called it like Jake's Magical Car. And, because he had it for like 3 seconds before whatever happened. It's just not really there. There's like 3 scenes with the market with him in it. And then that's it. It's a whole lot of other stuff. And that was probably some of the best parts of the story where the market was taking place. So it's hard to say, but it's not whimsical like that cover makes it look. Like, to me, like, there's a scene where this deer person's eating this woman in a car, and he's just ripping her apart, and it's really brutal and bloody. And for me, that's no problem. But you look at that cover, that's not what you get out of it.
That's not what I would have expected.
Magical slaughter market.
Oh, I wonder when the deer is gonna eat that person.
Right.
It's gonna happen. These covers, they always have that.
They have a way of
It is
letting
a
you
great
know.
cover, though. It's a pity.
It is a nice cover. And do we have more books in the series on Kindle yet?
I think there might be 2. No?
I'm seeing Halister Blackcloak's screen down at the bottom. I see like 3 books. I'm not sure if it's the series he's talking about. But all right. So Jake's Magical Market, that is at 8 for Ray. That's a definite go. Check it out. All right.
But hey, Jeff, if I could, I actually have a new anthology that came out a couple days back.
Ooh.
I'd just like to let people know it's called Trick or Treat Thrillers, The Spirit Country. It's wild. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. It is a paranormal Western, and it's got 6 people, 6 authors, 1 for each chamber of your 6-gun, the bullets. So
nice.
Yeah, I love that cover. I just can't get enough of it. I'm going to make a t-shirt and a poster. So.
Paranormal Western. That sounds interesting, doesn't it?
Aptly timed.
Never heard of such an idea before in my life.
Crazy. So crazy, it just might work.
Yeah, maybe. Right on. So wait, that's a 5-book series. That's a five different anthologies there.
Yeah, there's different things. I'm in a few of them. They actually contacted me. They were like, we're short a guy. Can you give us a Western story? And I'm like, well, yeah, I can do that. That's no problem. That's actually Roma Gray stuff. That's not the Trick or Treat stuff. There's scratches. There's postcards from hell. those are the different things. So they give us a theme, and we go from there. So, like, you have to write a postcard story from somebody that's in hell, sending a letter to the living. Scratches, it just has to deal with a scratch doing something to someone. Mine was about a guy that scratched somebody's car, the paint off the car, and it just kind of gets from there. So there's different ones like that. It's backyard monsters, like stuff you'll find in your backyard. It's a pretty cool series.
Is there one with monsters doing backyard wrestling?
No. We did do giant monsters.
Time to work on that. Someone write this idea down. We're doing a backyard wrestling monster show soon. All right. Yes. Thumbtacks and all. Okay. And was that your only review for today?
Yeah. I'm going to try to keep it short today. So
cool.
Now, I could go into other stuff, but I'm not trying to hold the show up. If you want me to do more, I could do more.
It's all good. One is plenty. It is bountiful. Thank you, Ray.
Thank you.
You heard it from Ray. Go pick up Jake's Magical Market. Jake's Magical Market. Yeah.
Jake's
from State Farm.
Market.
From State Farm.
State Farm.
All right.
Yeah,
so
I guess not.
Okay, so
This episode is sponsored by State Farm.
we also have a troll poll request.
No, we're
today.
not.
Is that what's next?